Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Amon Green, Green Bay Packers all-time leading rusher, and you're watching Packers Total Access Live, your daily source for Packer content. Go Pack, go!
What's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. We are live on YouTube, Facebook, X, and Rumble. Joined alongside Tim in Green Bay. We got Jacob in Wisconsin as well, here to talk some Green Bay Packers. Obviously, if you're new here to the channel, feel free to like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification so you get warned every time we go live, as we're talking Packers pretty much every day, bringing you all the latest news, notes. During the season, we do post-game shows, we do pre-game shows, we do in-depth analysis. We go through and break down the tape. We talk about what the haters are talking about. We pretty much cover all the bases here at PTA. But, gents, how we doing today? Everybody staying cool out there. This heat wave rolls through the country.
Best we can, right? How you doing over there in western Wisconsin there, Jacob? Is it humid over there too?
It's a bit sticky, a little muggy. I'll tell you what, though. My garden is booming, dude. Things growing faster than you know what? I'm not going to start off the episode with any sort of inappropriate joke because I'm a professional. So I'll dial it back. By the way, where's Emilio? Where's he?
Emilio, Jacob, he's always off on the weekends, man.
Oh,
you know how that's how that goes, dude. You know, we tried to push to get him in here and work the weekends, but he's just...
How do you get that in his contract?
Well, there is no contract. As a matter of fact, I don't think he has papers, to be honest with you. So there's definitely no contract with the podcast. He comes and goes as he pleases, and that's just the way it is. He just all we could tell Emilio is just look out for Uncle what's his name? Tommy Holman, right? Look out for Uncle Tommy Holman. He's out there on the prowl, Emilio. But now Emilio always spends the weekends with his fiance, soon to be married. I believe that's coming up here real soon. So Congratulations to them. They're an awesome couple. I don't know how he landed such a classy lady as Jordan, but I bet people say the same thing about me and Mandy, but that's the way it goes. So let's do this, man. Let's jump into a topic I'm excited to talk about, and that is the Packers rookies, Matthew Golden and Savion Williams. You guys know there's a lot of expectations that are kind of coming out about these two draft picks, one being in the first round, the other being in the third. I'm going to read a quick little article, kind of give you the hook here, let you know what's going on. And really what we're going to talk about is Packers rookie predictions for 2025. Will Golden and Williams surpass expectations? We've hit on this a little bit. We've had Jacob pull the DraftKings projections and all that stuff, but we're just going to kind of dive into it a little more detailed tonight. And let's see what we come away with here. All right, the Green Bay Packers added fear to their offense with first-round pick Matthew Golden's 4.29 40-yard dash speed, reshaping how defenses face Jordan Love. They also drafted Savion Williams, a 6'4", 222-pound hybrid compared to Deebo Samuel. The hop is huge, but what will they do in 2025? We'll use stats, college film, and historical trends to predict their rookie impact. All right, let's break it down here. A new era for the Packers offense. Packers receivers, Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, Jaden Reed, and Dontavion Wicks have potential but lack a true game changer. Drafting Matthew Golden 23rd overall signals a shift to dominance. His speed stretches defenses, while third-rounder Savion Williams, a versatile hybrid, creates chaos. With Watson recovering from an ACL tear, these rookies have a chance to shine. The question now, how elite can this offense be? How are we feeling about it, gents? We'll go around the horn here. Once we'll start with you, Jacob. How do you think these two rookies are going to impact before we dive into some of the numbers and projections that we had pulled here for this article?
Sure. I mean, honestly, I don't know how to word it. I don't necessarily know what I feel about Golden, just because I honestly wasn't that high on him, if I'm being 100% putting the cards on the table. I didn't honestly think he was going to fall to us, and I didn't think we were going to make that pick. I just didn't think it was going to happen. So it was one of those things where it was kind of surreal. And now that I've looked back at it and actually looked at some of his tape and really seen the guy, he seems to be a very complete receiver. And I think that's going to do wonders because, you know, since we've not had Devontae Adams, I don't know if you could call anybody that we've had a true X. I mean, I remember on this podcast, even at one point we were arguing whether or not Alan Lazard was going to be our true X. You know what I mean? That's how far we go back, dude. And I think I was one of the guys that said, yeah, probably it could happen. And
this receiving it's tough.
Exactly, Brett. I have a lot of hopes for him. I'm just a little bit maybe muffled in how much excitement I have, because just the way that they usually use rookies in Green Bay is just not letting them burst right out and do their thing. I thought, Edger and Cooper, even a guy like that was so clearly capable. Like he took a while to even see the show. But on offense, I will say one more thing quick, and I'll kick it over to Tim, is that I really am more excited about maybe Savion Williams and what they're going to do with him. I think that they may be keeping him as kind of like an underground kind of, like, I think they may use him more than we're given credit at this moment. And he is a very unique individual. I mean, you watch his TCU tape, there's not much this dude literally can't do. I'm talking quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end. I mean, shoot, put him at long snapper. Let's save him in a spot on the 53.
Well, you just got too old for this.
I know.
My God, he's fired up now. Tim, what do you think, man?
I think it's a tale of two receivers. I mean, there's a lot to be excited about, but like, let's be real. You got Savion Williams, who was a receiver that was used as, pretty much everything else the whole time he was playing at TCU. And then you've got Matt Golden, who didn't have a quarterback, most of the tape that we saw of him. So I think it comes down to the fact that we should be excited about them. I think they're both going to contribute in their own ways. And I think they will make an impact as rookies. It's just to what level, are they going to impact this offense? And really, it's all about where they fit in Matt's scheme and what we're trying to do, and how he's able to get them on the field and utilize them. These guys are making the team, right? So we're talking about whittling that receiver room down. I would fully anticipate if they're going to, take roster spots, they're going to take some snaps too. So I think it's just a matter of time, and we just got to see how they develop as pros. I'm kind of leaning towards Jacob's camp here. I'm a little bit slightly more excited about Savion Williams.
Hey,
but I do think Matthew Golden's going to be a star in this league. My big question mark is Savion with that shoulder, that nagging shoulder issue that's been kind of bugging him. Kept him out of the Senior Bowl, and it still is an issue throughout OTA's mini camp. So hopefully,
is he wearing a sling right there, Tim?
Yeah,
it looks like it. He's had a harness on for a while. So hopefully that goes away. Maybe it's gone just in time for training camp or something, right? And we can really see him get out there and cut it loose. So a lot to be excited about, though.
Let's go to the chat here. Ed Madden said, Golden is smooth, and I haven't seen him turn on the speed yet. That's the thing. Not many people seen him turn on the speed at Texas, because poor Quinn Ewers he wasn't dropping that thing in the bucket. He was leaving it about 6 yards short every single time, right? 2-0 for this says, is that AFAM carrying the towels back there? And then Respect Orange says AFAM's in charge of the jock straps.
Oh, we're going to give him some
2-0 for this says, I was fired up seeing Ed Policy in the Legacy doc, now mentioning Savion at long snapper. Boy, is this real life. Hey, welcome to heaven, baby. Welcome to heaven. And then Ed Madden points out, Savion was a quarterback in high school. Will have the FBI. It's a great point, man. I think of people like Julian Edelman, who went on to be a borderline Hall of Fame wide receiver who played quarterback in college, right? For I think it was Kent State, maybe. So
we know Matt's not afraid to dial up a little razzle dazzle, right?
Oh no!
Hopefully it's just not on 4th and 1 or something.
And you guys, you know what? I kind of have to correct myself, because I said they're not going to give a rookie wide receiver that much maybe shot. But I remember back, remember Christian Watson's first snap, Aaron Rodgers long bomb down the right sideline, hits him in the breadbasket. And Christian, unfortunately, drops it. And that was kind of the start of a really rough, career there. And it's interesting. Imagine it. I always think, imagine if he catches that ball, dude.
Oh, my God. It's
the hype, the confidence.
Everything that happened for Christian Watson during and after the Cowboys game, where he just went off, that would have happened week 1, right? Yeah, and that's what Aaron Rodgers talked about. He was the perfect case study of how one play can completely change the trajectory of somebody's career, for sure. Yeah. Coach Lynn in the chat says, I'm excited about Golden for sure. Smooth route runner, can get separation in right off the line. Quarterback's best friend. Amen to that. It says a new era for the Packers offense. The Packers receivers, Christian Watson. We hit that one, didn't we? Yep. The game breaker, Matthew Golden. Let's dive into that. First rounder, Matthew Golden is a deep threat weapon with 4.29 speed, built to blow past defenses. Offensive coordinator Adam Stanovich is thrilled as Golden fills the, quote, Z receiver role, especially with Watson's injury. He's not a high-volume target like Devontae Adams, but a home run hitter for 40-yard bombs. In 2024, Reed, Dobbs, and Wicks saw 72 to 76 targets each. Watson had 53, but he did have a 21.4 yards per catch. Golden's role will yield big yards per reception. So what we're anticipating here is for Matthew Golden to step right into Christian Watson's role at the Z. You're still going to have Jaden Reed playing the F, which is essentially the slot, and then you're going to have Wicks, where you're going to have Romeo Dobbs in the X if he doesn't get traded, right? And then you'll have Wicks rotating in and out of the X and the F as need be. Now, we've seen some of Bo Melton in the slot last year as well when Reed came off the field. So you'll probably to me, it feels like Wicks is next man up for X and slot. And then it goes on to Bo Melton. But Malik Heath may have something to say with that. Now we got Savion Williams, which we'll get to here in just a second. In terms of PFF grades, what you're seeing with Matthew Golden throughout the season, we'll just go week 1 to the playoff loss there to Ohio State. 75, 66, 67, 62, 67, 54, 59, 56, 69, 59. And then listen to this trend right here. He's trending up at the end of the year. 59, 69, 68, 55, 70, 88 at Arizona State, and then a 74 in the playoff game against Ohio State. Now, when you see that PFF grade against Georgia there of a 70.9 in the conference championship down there in the SEC championship, go watch that game. If I were to give you guys one game to say, if you want to see what Matthew Golden can do, big game situation, go watch Texas lose to Georgia in that conference championship and just look how the only thing that was working for Texas was Matthew Golden. I'm telling you, it's a lot of fun to watch that game for sure. Now, his season grades, when we're talking about an ascending player coming into the league, starting in 2022 and 2023 with Houston, 65, then he jumps to a 68, and then the year that he transferred to Texas, he jumps all the way to a 74. So you've got a player who's getting better as he enters the league. Let's get to the predictions now. AI predicts Matthew Golden's 2025 rookie season. Targets, 55 to 70 targets, 28 to 40 catches, 550 to 700 yards, 18 to 22 yards per catch, and touchdowns somewhere between the 4 to 6 range. A 620-yard, 5-touchdown season will be solid for a rookie deep threat per analyst. I know we kind of talked about those numbers with DraftKings the other day, Jacob. What do you think about those numbers, man? If he hits 620 yards, 5 touchdowns, man, that sounds like a hell of a rookie season to me.
Yeah. Those honestly feel a little bit south of what I would project him with as well. I really do think like at Ed Madden 2091 says here, that things are changing. Rookies are seeing the field for the Packers. I hope that's the case. And I hope we talk about progress stoppers and certain, things like that in the organization in the past. And I really do think that this year, because we saw maybe a passing of the torch, like in that, like one, we're not supposed to draft a wide receiver in the first round, right? We're not supposed to draft multiple wide receivers in the first few rounds. And we did both of those things. I don't think they're going to do that just to not let those guys see the field if they feel that they are more ready, willing, able to go out there and perform. And don't get me wrong, I'm not throwing shade on that wide receiver group, because we all have, it's a really unbelievably great, talented wide receiver group, but nobody's taking the step forward to be the guy, right? So all of a sudden we got 2 dudes that throw another hat in their mix, and they're like, all right, let's see. To me, honestly, I think the targets is low. I think the catches will be low. I think the yardage will be more over 700. I think underdogs, the thing that we did was 755, I believe. Mm-hmm. I'm correct. It was 4.5 touchdowns, if I remember correctly. So, that to me is right up there. And one thing I will say too is, look at Golden. Like, to me, that's just steady Eddie. The guy is always at least putting in I hate saying average effort, but like, he's always going to show up. He's going, what you're going to get from him. Like, there's very few games where he's even below average. To be fair, not great, as far as being elite in certain games, as far as PFF goes, but PFF is not perfect. So I'm excited, man. I have all the hope right now. So
yeah, in terms of comparing his targets, Tim, to what Watson had 53 targets last year, but Watson was a little banged up, right? Now, he played the large majority of the games. People forget that with Christian. Now, was he fully healthy? That's the question. What do you think about these projected numbers here as we talked about? It looks like the final study here said 620 yards, 5 touchdown season. What do you think about that? As Coach Lynn says, if Golden does that, we got us one.
Yes, sir. I agree with Coach and also with Jacob. And to the point about Scoot, I think Matthew Golden's going to prove to be a really good plan until we get Scoot back, from the knee rehab and everything. So my feelings on Matthew Golden are, Pretty strong. I mean, what's the most important attribute you can have as a wide receiver? Catch the damn football, right? And
Right.
Matthew Golden catches the football. He's a hands catcher. The fact that he runs incredibly sharp and condensed routes, doesn't waste a lot of motion, can come out, give you yards after the catch ability. I'm with Jacob. I think he might exceed some of these numbers. I do agree with the AI prediction here, basically, kind of taking a group of analysts and kind of just breaking down what they think the thresholds are. I would agree. I think if he hits these marks, I think we're in great shape. But I'm with Jacob. I think he might exceed some of those marks, especially if he really finds a groove and a role in this offense.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a good opportunity for a guy like Matthew Golden as a rookie to come into a Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love led offense. Right. I think he's going to get his touches for sure.
Yeah. Could I just make one more point too? Because like when you look at your season grades there, obviously those first 2 years in Houston, not bad, 65, 68.4. We love to see that ascension like you talked about, Clayton. But the fact that he went to Texas after Houston, had almost double the snaps that he'd ever had. Yep. And he succeeded way better. Like a 74 that's a great season.
In the SEC.
That's what I'm saying.
And we still have to remember you guys were talking about this the other night. We have to be a little bit more patient as fans too when it comes to rookies and how they develop. Like, so even if it takes Matt Golden a few weeks to kind of get his groove or his NFL legs under him, I don't want to see fans throwing him under the bus if he struggles here or there. That's part of your development, right? It's tough making that jump from the college game to the pro game sometimes. Some guys do it faster than others, and I think we just got to remain patient as fans for sure.
Definitely. All right, up next, the hybrid weapon, Savion Williams. Third rounder Savion Williams is a Swiss Army knife. At TCU in 2024, he had 60 catches for 611 yards and 6 touchdowns, plus 51 rushes for 322 yards and 6 scores. Competing with Reed, Dobbs, Wicks, and Golden, he'll be a mismatch specialist. Expect jet sweeps, screens, and backfield plays from Matt LaFleur. His physicality after the catch complements Golden's speed. When you look at the PFF grades here, once again, you're seeing a player that played his best football down the stretch of the season here. Okay, let's start at the beginning of the season and just give the PFF grades by week. 63, 84, 58, 68, 59, and this is where it gets good. 61, 67, 71, 79, 82, 87, 58. All right. So again, if you want to pick out a game to go watch, he played 33 total snaps in the game against Arizona at home, 87.2. Go pull the tape on that, watch that game. And then you can also bounce back to the on the road at Baylor. He had 42 snaps and finished with a 79.8 grade there as well. So when you look at his season grades, starting in 2020, 58, 60, 58, then he jumps to a 72, then climbs all the way up to a 78. So once again, you're seeing a player who is ascending, entering the league. Absolutely awesome. When you talk about the prediction, Savion Williams 2025 rookie season targets 25 to 40, 15 to 25 catches, receiving yards somewhere between 180 and 350, receiving touchdowns 2 to 4, rushing attempts 10 to 25, rushing yards somewhere between 60 to 150 with 1 to 2 rushing touchdowns. So your total touchdowns looking like somewhere between 3 and 6 total. This versatility will let him outperform typical third-round expectations. Says the verdict, will they surpass expectations for Golden? A 600-yard, 4 to 5 touchdown season is the benchmark for a 23rd pick. Hitting 700 yards and 6 scores would exceed expectations, especially if his speed opens up the field. I say yes if he stays healthy. For Williams, any production in a crowded receiving room is a win. Over 300 total yards and 3 to 4 touchdowns would surpass expectations for a third rounder. Proving his value as a versatile weapon, I say yes. Both are poised to beat the hype. What do you guys think about that? Savion Williams' projection there. We'll start with you this time, Tim. What do you think, man?
Yeah, I think those numbers reflect the type of player he is, right? You're going to probably see him carrying the football more often than not. So I think 1 to 2 or more rushing touchdowns. Rushing yards comparable to receiving yards. I kind of see that, right? Maybe a little bit more receiving yards than rushing yards, but certainly probably more rushing yards than a few of our other receivers in this offense. Catches, hopefully he breaks that threshold. And the targets, I'd feel great about that that target threshold, right? 25 to 40 in your rookie season. I think that, kind of goes to Ed Madden's point about things changing and, hey, put these rookies out there and let's get them targeted and get them going, enough of this handling them with kid gloves, So I'm excited about him.
Definitely. Ed Madden says, I can see Williams being great over the middle on crossers and slants. He's got the body to absorb that punishment. But again, got to get that shoulder right. Jacob, what do you think about these projections here, man?
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that honestly, like you just said, is the shoulder to me is very scary because I think the way that Matt LaFleur envisions using a guy like him, I mean, that he's such a Swiss Army knife. Like, that's the perfect description of him. Unfortunately, I know you're not going to like this, Clayton, but I feel like he's going to be the new jet sweep guy, right? He's going to be the new end around guy. He's going to be the guy that Matt LaFleur just loves sending, him running 25 yards to get like 2 yards. Kind of thing.
Yeah, I'll tell you this, though. I like his chances of
that's what I'm saying.
Do a couple arm tackles. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying is I want him to be healthy. I really want him to be the type of player that I honestly do think that I hate using the term gadget guy or whatever. Like, that's not what I want to do. I know Ryan hates that too. Like, you listen to his podcast. He runs great routes. The guy does run great routes. He makes contested catches really well. He catches outside of his body. He's not just a gadget guy. That's not what I'm saying about Savion. I just really do think that Matt LaFleur sees him as being an absolute puzzle piece that he can use in multiple ways.
Yeah. All right. In conclusion here, Golden could hit 700 yards and 6 touchdowns as a deep threat, while Williams might deliver 300-plus all-purpose yards and 3 to 4 scores as a hybrid. These rookies could complete Green Bay's offense. What are your predictions? Drop them below, subscribe, and stay tuned. Go Pack Go. You can find that full article if you want to go back through the numbers, the grades, and everything. It's over on our Patreon group. Just go to patreon.com/Packer Fan Total Access. It's the best way to support what we do here at PTA. Let's jump into now a little Jordan Love talk. Gents, this is going to be a lot of fun. Let's start off with a tweet here, first of all. I'd put a tweet out showing all the plays that we're going to cover in Chalk Talk here in just a second. If you guys haven't tuned into one of our Chalk Talk segments, it's going to be coming up after this Jordan Love article breakdown. And then we're going to be diving into basically all 24 of his 20-plus air yard throws. So I'd put a tweet out 4 minutes and 37 seconds of all those throws. And Christian Watson's dad actually quote tweeted it and said, also, don't forget to congratulate Jordan and Ronica on their nuptials today. They are now Mr. and Mrs. Love. Congrats, fam. So Jordan Love is a married man. I'll tell you, man, if you guys have ever heard Ronica in an interview or anything, he's got him one, man. You talking about a top-notch athlete, someone who's just you can just tell they make each other better. You know what I mean? She's constantly trying to pull him out of his shell a little bit, right? And boy, if when they do start reproducing on this earth, they're going to put some world-class athletes out. I'm telling you, because Ronica's a baller in volleyball.
And how awesome to get it done. You're getting married before camp. You get to enjoy your honeymoon and your time, and you come back, and it's time to bring Lombardi home. I love it. Congratulations.
Absolutely awesome. Yeah. All right, so here is the article that's up on our Patreon group. Jordan Love, the underrated MVP contender. It's funny, at the end of the year in 2023, and that's what this article is really going to key in on, he was the best quarterback in the league those last 9 games. Last eight of the last 9 games, if you group the whole 9 in, his numbers were off the charts. So those throws that we just mentioned, you can find them on our Patreon page. They're right there. Everything's edited up, cut up for you. Let's go ahead and jump into the article. It says, what if the best quarterback in the NFL for the back half of the 2023 season wasn't Mahomes, Jackson, or Allen, but a guy with a plus 50,000 MVP odds, ranked 41st in the league? This is Jordan Love's story in Green Bay. Over the last 9 games of 2023, Jordan Love didn't just emerge from Aaron Rodgers' shadow, he cast his own. While media hyped the usual stars, Love delivered one of the most dominant quarterback stretches in recent memory. Stats, film, and results prove he wasn't just a game manager, but a legit MVP contender in his first full season as a starter. The before a franchise in flux, it says the 2023 Packers were a team in transition. Aaron Rodgers, a 4-time MVP, was traded to the Jets, leaving Jordan Love a 2020 first rounder with 3 years on the bench as the starter. With the NFL's youngest receiving core and low expectations, the goal was to evaluate Love. Early on, it was rough. After a 2-5 start, including a 3-interception game against the Raiders, doubts grew. At 3-6, GM Brian Gutekunst called the final 10 games crucial. The pressure was immense. We don't talk about that enough. For the stretch run that he had at the end of the 2023 season, Tim, he had all the weight of the world on his back, dude. Like, he's playing for his career those last 8 games. If he just continues at the rate he was going, he's probably a backup somewhere right now. But what did he do, man? He met that pressure head on and attacked it and had one hell of the ending of the season there.
Oh, yeah. Totally explains the boat race down in Jerry World, right?
Oh, yeah. Fired up. The explosion of statistical surge. Love's turnaround was remarkable. The Packers went 6-2 in their final 8 regular season games, securing a playoff spot in the last 9 games, including the wild card win. Love threw for 2,294 yards, 21 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions with a 112.5 passer rating. That's a 17-game pace of 4,300 yards and 40 touchdowns, MVP territory. He led the league with 9 games of multiple touchdowns and 0 interceptions. From week 9, his PFF passing grade of 90.7 topped the NFL. In the playoffs, he torched the Cowboys, going 16 for 21 for 272 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a 157.2 rating in a 48-32 rout. All right.
Belt to ass, baby.
I'm going to need that image, Tim, if you could put that up there, because I think somebody taught him the belt to ass ratio there, and that was head coach Matt LaFleur. It says more than just the numbers, the tape. The film reveals Love's elite play against Detroit on Thanksgiving. He slid in the pocket under pressure, delivering a 30-yard laser to Christian Watson. Versus Kansas City, he froze a safety with his eyes before a no-look touchdown to Romeo Doubs. In the playoffs against Dallas, he stood tall against a 0 blitz, and might I add, completely changed the play at the line of scrimmage and checked to, I think it was Dontavion Wicks, I think it was, in the playoffs. Yeah, lofting a perfect pass to Dontavion Wicks for a huge gain despite taking a hit. I believe, if I remember correctly, that was our boy Micah Parsons smacking him in the mouth as he stood in there and made that throw. These plays show poise, precision, and arm talent akin to the NFL's best. All right, what flipped the switch? Love's growth, coaching adjustments, and a maturing roster fueled the surge. He cut turnovers dramatically, throwing just 1 interception in the final 8 regular season games. Coach Matt LaFleur simplified reads with more play action and tailored routes to the young receiver strengths. Players like Jaden Reed and Aaron Jones stepped up, building chemistry with Love. The offense went from stagnant to explosive. And Jacob, we're talking about this because we couldn't see as much play action last year because of the knee. And I'm telling you, when we do the chalk talk here in a second, Jacob, you're going to be able to see if you get to watch it back. I know you got to run here in a minute, but you're going to notice him limping.
I'm going to stick around.
He's limping on every damn play. Yep. And it's amazing how people are saying he's not hurt anymore. Stop using that as an excuse. Like, the dude throws.
Yeah, what do you mean? He picked up another injury because he was playing on a bad leg.
And he throws a pass on the run against Jacksonville. I think he lobs it up to Tucker Kraft. Tucker Kraft breaks a tackle and takes it like 60 yards. If you watch Jordan, and he's off screen on our Chalk Talk segment, but as he throws that pass, he just face plants on the ground because he cannot put the pressure back on his leg. Dude was a damn animal out there, Jake.
Yeah, I think that one of and it's unfortunate because there are now all of a sudden, I think it's the internet era, whatever the thing is, that there's a certain sector of Packers fans where they just want to hate on whatever they can hate on. And I feel like that he does not get enough credit because we went from the Iron Man, Brett Favre, obviously. Like, nobody was ever going to take away the fact that dude's a freaking baller, right? Then we went to Aaron Rodgers, who quietly was the same type of player. Like, I mean, look at my knee. I mean, homie's ready to get some medicine and come right back out on the field, let's say, and absolutely give it everything he had. And Aaron Rodgers played through
my knee.
Exactly. He played through multiple seasons, multiple games where he didn't say I'm injured until the press pestered him into saying, yeah, dude, like, all right, fine, I'm injured. Like, I'm not that healthy. I feel like Jordan Love has played through arguably more, I shouldn't say more, maybe an enough amount of games where the fact where, like, nobody gives a crap if he's hurt, but he's hurt. He's clearly hurt. And nobody's giving him his flowers. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not saying that, hey, you're like that. You're a third in line of, like, just being an Iron Man. You're doing what you have to do. I think he's quietly put out that confidence to the point where the teammates know that he is that type of player, and they're going to play for him. And I think that he deserves a little more credit in that aspect.
Cheese Mode activated in the chat said he could be a dual threat quarterback, and I think we'll see more of that this year As Ed Madden said, CMA, I agree. He ran much more in 2023. I mean, you're talking about plays where he's diving in the end zone on his freaking head against Minnesota, stretching across the pylon. You did not see that last year. And one of the things we were excited about, listen, when you lose a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, you go from arguably the best thrower of the football in the history of the game to an unproven commodity in Jordan Love. The first thing you think is, okay, what can you gather out positively? What can he do that Aaron can't do? Because there can't be many things. But that one aspect was the RPR game, the run, pass, run option, right? That six-back offense. That was gone last year because week one hurting that knee. So I'm excited to get that back this year for sure. It goes on to say the what if and the future. Love's 9-game stretch, 21 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and a playoff upset puts him in the MVP conversation. He accounted for over 85% of Green Bay's offensive touchdowns. I repeat, 85% of Green Bay's offensive touchdowns, showing his value. While Lamar Jackson earned MVP, Love's run demands recognition. If his late season form is his baseline, he's not just the Packers' future. He's a potential NFL superstar. And the reason we want to point that out, guys, is because last year, again, he's playing banged up. Last year might be the norm. That's possible. I think everybody here is acknowledging that. But also, you've got to take into consideration that the back half of 2023 could be the norm as well when he's healthy. And if that's the case, hell, if it's somewhere in between there, Jordan Love threw for over 30 touchdowns last year. The problem was he had 11 interceptions, right? You clean that up with his receiving core leading the league in drops. If you reduce the drops by a third, just by 33%, let's just say that, right? And Jordan Love is healthy to where he can implement a little more running game into his style of play. And let's say he cuts the interceptions down to 7 or 8. This team is going to win 2 or 3 more games. It's can I just like that to me is the craziest part is that, dude, he had the youngest wide receiver core for most of his career. He had the most drops from a wide receiver core in this last season. He didn't have the ability to run. He had a groin injury. He had a knee injury. He had all these kinds of things. The dude was still spectacular in certain moments. Like, we need to give him more time, more credit, more like the Jordan Love is a baller. I really do think that he's going to absolutely make us look like make certain fans, I should say, look like stupid people because of the fact that they're calling him out. The guy like you said, Clayton, he turned it on when the adversity hits him, and he likes it, and he's got ice through his veins. He doesn't give a crap about being a celebrity or whatever the kind of thing is. He's this dude. He's the real deal. We just have to have him in an optimum situation.
I think it's like that clip you shared with us on the group chat, Aaron Rodgers talking about the quarterback position, and, it's really something that you play from the ground up, and it's about your feet and your legs. Yeah. So if you take that into consideration, and I would not be a person, by the way, that would argue, I would unequivocally say that Aaron Rodgers is the greatest thrower of the football ever to walk the face of the earth. 100%. But I will say this, you take Jordan Love's season last year and you take his legs out, and he's not able to play football from the ground up at the quarterback position. Yeah, you're left with, gee, I hope this pocket lasts because I got nowhere to go with the football and I can't run out of here. I think you're going to see a whole different ball game from Jordan. This will be the year. I'm going to take Clayton's statement. I think he's going to start where the 2023 Jordan Love ended. I think he's going to come out guns a-blazing, and we're going to start fast. We're going to start strong. We're going to start well, and it's going to be a hell of a ride this year. This may be the true coming out party for Jordan Love this year.
Yeah, and when you look at his PFF grades in 2023, you could see where the team struggled early, right? And I will mention, when we broke down the tape, something else we do here at PTA, if you're new here, we do Chalk Talk segments after every game, usually by Tuesday or Wednesday. We'll break down the top plays from that game, both good and bad. What happened? Why did it happen? Why did the game turn out the way it did? If it was a win, we'll show you why they won. If it was a loss, we'll show you why they lost, what went awry. The one thing I remember us talking about consistently was he's trying to force the ball to Christian Watson when they struggled early. And then they started spreading the ball around and things really blew up. So going through his PFF grades in 2023, 62, 65, 63, 68, 53. At this point right here in week 5, after that 3-interception game in Vegas, I remember thinking, boy, I don't know. This might not be the dude. Then it's 60, 63, 83, 74, 65, 86 at Detroit, 91 against Kansas City, the reigning Super Bowl champions. Then back down to a 58, 66, then rebound 77, 90, 83, 92 at Dallas. His highest PFF grade on the season was the most pressure-packed game, a playoff game on the road with 100,000 screaming Dallas Cowboy fans down there in the Big D. And he came out and had a 92.5 PFF grade with a 91.8 passer grade. And then, of course, the divisional playoff game against San Francisco, he had a 54, kind of took a step back. You get your first playoff game under your belt. You get your ass kicked on the road in San Fran. I remember watching that game. It wasn't even really a butt kicking. Like, it came down to the wire.
Wow.
I remember watching the game, and Brock Purdy goes out on the field, and he takes them down, and they score. And I'm like, oh, God. And I pulled up the weather app. And I looked at the weather, and I was like, oh, you could see the rain just about to hit. And sure enough, as soon as Jordan Love goes on the field, the rain starts pouring down. Listen, it's not an excuse, but it's like, I remember thinking, all right, if he pulls this off in the weather, we got Brett Favre 2.0. You remember back in the weather days, back in the 90s, when Brett would just go out there and play lights out in bad weather. So there's where you see he finished the season with an 83.6 PFF grade, if I remember correctly.
Real quick, let's not forget in that San Francisco game that he almost did. I mean, we were there. We would all love the late over the middle throwback. I'm sure Jordan would love that throwback as well. But hey, I'd rather go out like that than playing too conservative and you end up playing not to lose instead of playing to win. So I'll take a guy trying to will his team to victory.
Yeah. Now here, let's jump ahead to last year. Here's the PFF grades from 2024. All right. Week 1, he hurts that knee. He scores a 64.6. You would hear people talk about Jordan Love as if he was one of the worst quarterbacks in the league last year. Listen to these grades last year. 64, 69, 44 was his lowest game there, week 5 at the LA Rams. Okay. Then he jumps to a 72, 72, 74, 68, 73, 63, 77, 83. On the road in Detroit, he had his highest score of an 83.8. Played his best football on the road in Detroit. Then a 66, 68, 72, 61, and then the 54 on the road in Philly there in the wild card game. So when you look at his season-by-season PFF grades, 2021, he had 62 attempts, right? So I don't even know what his total snaps were, but he only had 70 dropbacks, so 36, right? It's like, okay, you just throw that out the window. You don't even know what you really have. 2022, only 21 dropbacks. He jumps to a 78, but you got to think, so it's a small sample size. In 2023, with 689 dropbacks, his PFF grade was an 83.6, and then battling three injuries, one on his nerve damage in his throwing arm where he hit his elbow. He had the hammy issue that was a byproduct of the brace and everything, him trying to battle through the knee injury from week 1. He still had a PFF grade of 75.8. Like, telling you, man, if anything, he proved that he's willing to play through pain and play through an injury and still compete at a pretty high level. If we get back to that 83.6 this year with Josh Jacobs in the backfield, now you got a healthy Marshawn Lloyd who's going to help kind of carry that running back by committee in the number 2 role with Emmanuel Wilson. You got Christian Watson who's looking like he's going to be back early November, but you spend a first-round pick for the first time since 2002 in Matthew Golden that we just broke down a few minutes ago. You got him on the outside. You've got Jaden Reed, who's one of the most underrated wide receivers in the entire league. He had the highest passer rating when targeted of any wide receiver in the league last year.
Wow.
Think about that. I mean, I'm telling you, you got your F is situated. If you hit on Matthew Golden at Z, he's kind of carrying the water until Christian Watson gets back. You got Steady Eddie Romeo Dobbs playing in the X. If we can get Dontavion Wicks to step back up to his rookie form where he graded out in the 70s, according to PFF his rookie year, sky's the limit. Oh, I didn't even mention Tucker Kraft. Telling you. So, yes, I think there is a legit shot that Jordan Love, when we look up halfway through the season, if he's healthy, you're going to be looking up and going, he's in the MVP conversation. And I'm going to tell you the big reason I feel like that is because a man by the name of Matt LaFleur is going to be calling the plays and drawing up this scheme for Jordan Love. So
it's going to be so exciting to see him play with his legs underneath him again.
Yeah.
I think one of the things Jordan always did really well was knowing when it's time to tuck it and run and when not to. When to roll flat, stay behind that line, extend the play, beat him with your arm if you can. If not, I'm going to commit and run the ball. Some guys are run-heavy quarterbacks, right? We see those guys. They get the ball. They're looking to run. Jordan's not that guy. It's like he's a pocket passer with extreme mobility, I guess would be the way to put it, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Anything else on Jordan Love before we jump into the tape? We're going to break down a little Jordan Love chalk talk here. Anything
Just
else?
real quick, Ron just was exactly describing what Tim was just talking about. He says Love's metrics struggles can be traced to somewhat to injuries, no legs. Once he gets those legs underneath him, dude, I'm really excited to see what he's going to do. Also, Emilio is texting us in the group chat, and if he has time to text us in the group chat, he should have time to be on the podcast. Is all I'll say.
Get ready to go.
Like one of my parents when I would skip school. Like, you skip school, you ain't going outside and playing, right? You had to stay inside. That was the rule, right? And then by about 11 a.m., they were so sick of me. They're like, get the hell out of here. Go do something. Go do something. Dad used to say, go steal hubcaps, boys. That's what he always used to say. All right, let's move it along now to some chalk talk, man. Chuck Jaggers, get your booty on the pod. That's right, man. Emilio over there, probably just sitting in his whitey tidies watching cartoons, right?
It's in his race car bed, yeah.
Exactly right. All right, let's do it, guys. These are the 20-plus air yards for Jordan Love last season. All right, this was a fun one to break down. I ain't gonna lie, guys. He led the league in 20-plus of throws of 20-plus air yards. What that means is exactly what it sounds like. The ball traveled over 20 yards, 20 or more yards in the air. You know, you'll see these long plays from people like Caleb Williams where they throw a 3-yard screen pass and their guy cuts it up the field for 30 yards. And you look at the stat column and go, man, this guy's a gunslinger. No, he threw the ball behind the line of damn scrimmage. That's what he did, right? Watch some of these throws and listen, I had to make a decision. I usually go to the all-22 when we're talking QB play, but I wanted to go to the box cam for these because I really want you to key in on Jordan Love and how he's trying to maneuver with that sore knee. Like, you can see it all over the tape. And I like watching his throwing mechanics as well. It goes back to what everybody was saying in the chat there with the mechanics being a little bit sloppy because of the legs, the knee being injured. But I know we got a bunch of people that just jumped in here. If you're just joining us, welcome into PTA. Appreciate you making us a part of your evening. Hit that like buttons. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. We're not experts here. We're not insiders. We don't claim to be. We're just like you guys. We're fans in here talking ball and trying to figure this thing out together. So we go live post-game shows, pre-game shows. We're live daily is usually the goal. So anytime you turn on the old YouTube set in the evening, usually around 6:30 p.m. Central Time, you'll see us live just talking Packers. But let's jump into it, guys. We didn't give any down and distance, anything like that. We're just strictly focusing on the plays themselves, okay? So here he is in the gun set, and just kind of take a little mental note, too, of how many times he's under center. You know, you don't have to, like, tally it up, but you'll notice most of these are probably in the gun set. All right, so we got a little pre-snap motion. Back to pass here. You see a little stunt in the middle. Jordan going to roll out. You see him kind of favored it. See him right there even. Now, that's the thing, too, is he wasn't hurt up to this point. But I noticed that on that first play, it was like, was something bothering him even before he hurt his knee? Hey, you guys tell me what you think there. Because, again, this was early in the game, right? And this was in Brazil against Philly week 1.
I mean, if I remember that last play, there was a little extracurricular at the bottom of the pile. So that could have been going on all day long. Or maybe, you know how that is. You step on your teammate's foot or something, turn an ankle, or he could have tweaked something early maybe, or maybe had something going.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if there's any way to really know other than asking him, you know?
I mean, look at the way he, after the release, like right here, perfectly. Watch this throw. Watch the way he kind of comes up right after.
Right
that's
there,
a hobble.
Yeah,
that's a hobble.
Yeah, that's a hobble.
Yeah,
yep.
That was
like
not
being confident. Like a jogging limp. Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Definitely.
Yep.
And I want to mention this too, guys. If the stream goes down on YouTube, we are still live on X and Rumble. Sometimes it'll trigger a copyright, which is not a true copyright for whatever reason. If it does that and takes the stream down, it typically comes back up, but you can just hop over to our channel on Rumble or on X at Packers_access or Packer Fan Total Access over on Rumble. Next play, same game, week 1 against Philly. Back to pass. I'm going to turn this thing loose.
Ooh.
Beautiful. Layer that throw underneath to Jaden Reed. And again, you see Love in the pocket here, kind of taking a little bit of a lick here, right, Jacob, if I remember correctly. Yeah, just bodies around. He looks comfortable with bodies around him. I don't know if that's a good thing either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like almost Rashid kind of pulls up a little bit here, like knowing that hopefully that guy's not gonna actually deliver like a low end blow, and he does. He just kind of wraps his arm around him. But Jordan Love, for his credit, he looks like, I don't quite care if the guy's gonna hit me. I just got to make this throw, and that's again, like I said, I think we need to give this guy more credit for playing when he's hurt and being kind of that type of Iron Man that we know that Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers were.
I agree with the statement too, Clayton, where you don't, I don't know if it's necessarily a good thing that your quarterback's super comfortable with bodies flying around back there, but I would push back a little and say I think it is a good thing, because sometimes a quarterback can be too afraid of the traffic and he breaks the play and gets out of there too early, or he lets the throw go too early, he gets picked off, something like that, he gets flustered. So I would err on the side of I want a guy that'll stand in there and make that throw, take that shot. And I'm going to put it on guys like Rasheed Walker there to, keep those guys' hands off your quarterback, right? That's what they get paid for.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Same game, still against Philly. Once again in the gun. Back to pass, immediate pressure. Poor Josh Myers. Yeah. I try not to focus on Josh Myers there, but it's impossible. Look at this flick of the wrist right here. This is elite arm talent. Look at that. And a great catch by Jaden Reed.
Off his right foot, too.
Does it not look like he's pulling up right here, guys?
Yeah, it does.
I'm telling you, there was
a little ginger coming out right out of the turn there. See that?
Watch right there. Yep.
Yeah, it's like he didn't want to bend the knee too much.
And this was before the knee injury. So it makes me think, man, there was something else that was already tweaked. Yeah.
He probably played through something.
Look at still, though, the torque he throws on that thing.
Yeah.
And then his whole body has to catch himself after. That's – yeah, I think
look
you're
at
right,
Bird
Jim.
going up there playing big boy football, too.
Oh, no. Jaden Reed can't catch the football. Tim, what are you talking about?
I don't want to hear that.
He's horrible. Cracks me up. He made catches like that all year long, even his rookie year. Go ahead, Jacob. What you got there in the comments, man?
No, Mr. Holmes, MD, which is a doctor, he's straight up saying what we all are seeing. He's goes the right knee hitch for sure. And I think that's actually legit. Coach says the same thing. He's gimpy. Like look at that release right there. Like that's not normal. I mean, it's not normal. He's able to do that across his body, like Tim said, but also look at that recovery / the way he rolls out. You can tell right there that he's not quite right.
Hey, but I love that. I love that in him though, right? As soon as that pocket broke down, he's like, I'm out of here. Spin out, get away from the pressure, extend the play. Yeah. I mean, that should have been a sack. Instead, look what it turned out being,
Yeah. Sure. All right, let's go to the Vikings game now. Once again, what are we seeing? Gun set, right? In the gun. So far, every throw of 20-plus air yards or more, he's in the shotgun. Look at this, rolling out again.
It's just, yeah.
Love it. Let me get it queued up just right. And that was Bo Melton on the sideline. Once again, look at Josh Jacobs picking up the blitz. Great job there. Wash him out of the play, right?
And again, Jordan Love stepping up, using a little bit of that mobility that he, whatever mobility he has left here. And he steps up and gets flat and makes the throw. Beautiful. I mean, if he tucks it and runs there, what are we looking at? 5-yard gain, maybe something.
Right. And that's the thing about Jordan. He's not looking to take the easy way out, man. He's thinking home run down the field.
Yep.
Yeah. So beautiful throw there to Bo Melton on the outside. All right, still the Vikings game. Once again, we're in the gun, sidecar left, going to motion over, so we're going strong left, get defensive shift. Nope. Little zipper motion, bring Tucker back, kind of see what front they're in. That's Jordan Love gathering information right there is what that is, gang. And let's watch the play. Back to pass. Pretty clean pocket. Now he gets hit. Look at that. So he gets hit on the arm and still gets this ball out here to Dontavion Wicks, no problem. This is weird. Look, how does he get that out there?
I mean, Wicks is open.
It's a wobbler, and he's still got enough arm strength to get it out there to Wicks.
Is this the one that he screwed up the elbow or the forearm on when he hit his?
It may have been, Tim, where he hit his elbow and it caused numbness in his hand.
Yeah. I mean that's a knuckleball coming out of there for sure.
Yeah. Again, got the arm strength to get out. Isn't it funny? We're talking about it being a wobbler, him getting hit.
Yeah, look,
and it's still a 20-plus yard, air yard play. Just wild.
That's amazing.
Yeah. All right. Let's move it on to the next one now. Again, I thought that was just a pretty clean play. So you've seen 2 on the outside there. Someone had pointed out on Twitter too all the throws. I think he had more throws, almost twice as many of these throws, all but 8, I believe it was, were thrown outside of the numbers as opposed to between the numbers. So, all right. Vikings game again. Shotgun sidecar right. Look at him stepping up and out. Just drop it in the bucket on the run there. Look at Jaden Reed once again. I'm telling you, dude, Jaden Reed is a dog. stop slandering the man on X. I think it was all emotional outrage after losses. Because you've seen him do this all year long. But once again, Jacob, look at the release, man.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, he looks pretty good there. But even though, he does, he pulls up a little afterwards. But like you said, dude, Jaden Reed, we got to put a little more respect on this dude's name. Like we've covered it, I think, pretty extensively on this podcast about how he didn't take a step back, right? Like he literally excelled in most categories, if I'm not speaking out of my butt. But the fact that like everybody looks at the yardage, look at the touchdowns, and that's all they care about. But it's like you watch situational stuff with Jaden Reed, the guy was a freaking dog. I mean, I'm like 4th down plays, stretching across his body. I mean, like right here, just absolute, just going up contested catches. I mean, there's no doubt that this guy knows what it is to be a Green Bay Packer, that he's not just kind of sloughing it off. He's a dog, man. We got to keep him. If there is going to be a wide receiver 1 almost this year, I think that it's going to be Jaden Reed. I really do.
Can we take a second and appreciate Zach Tom here? Look at Zach Thomas get out here.
Bye. Throw him right out the club. See you later.
Pay that man his monies right now.
And again, another thing I'm seeing, Jordan extending the play with his feet, choosing not to continue to run. If he could have ran that out of bounds for a yard and played it safe, but F it, Reed down there somewhere.
Exactly.
Can you see him pull up though after the throw? Watch him. Like it's again, it's not like he's like, it just doesn't look as.
No, you're right, man.
It's like Emilio mentioned, he dealt with a knee injury and he talked about being able to trust it. It feels like something's not right down there, and it's not even necessarily a pain thing. It's just that you don't feel confident in that leg or the weight you're putting on it. It's a mental thing, I think.
Yeah. Look at Jaden Reed. Look at that shot right there, boys. It don't get any better than that.
Hang it in the Louvre. Let's go.
All right, next play. We're going to have to go a little bit quicker because there's a lot of plays to cover. Vikings again, shotgun, sidecar left. Got the running back staying in to help block. Look at him step up in the pocket away from the pressure. Look at that dot right there to Savion Williams. Look at him. He just feels the pressure. It's like he's got eyes in the back of his head. Look at that. Step right up, make the throw, nose down, into at least double coverage, almost triple coverage.
Is that who's 31? Is that a running back? That was a great chip block. Look at
that would be Mr. Emmanuel
Wilson. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Look at that though. That's insane. Yeah.
That was after Luke Musgrave with the watch out block. That's called a watch out block. Watch Musgrave over here on the left, guys. Watch out.
But look at Emmanuel Wilson looking for work. Thank God he found it.
Exactly. But yeah, again, Jordan Love just stepping up. He's so comfortable in the pocket.
No big deal. Just a dart through triple coverage.
Yeah.
No problem.
Look at this, boys. We're almost halfway through the clips, and we got our first play under center. Yeah, you guys remember this was I think this was his worst graded game, right? PFF probably gave him a negative grade for this specific play. But once again, Jaden Reed, Jaden Reed down there somewhere. Enjoy the play here, boys. This one's a lot of fun. A little play action.
Just
set it up.
Coverage.
We're gonna let this thing fly. 70 yards, I believe it was, if I remember correctly. Darn.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. Unbelievable. Let's watch it from the beginning, man.
Thing of beauty right here.
Yeah.
Emmanuel
Wilson again in there doing pass pro.
To me, this is Matt's offense on all cylinders. I mean, we talk about the motion, we talk about pistol, shotgun looks. When you put him under center like this and run play action, you can get plays like this. And again, no big deal. Bomb into triple coverage.
Yeah. And how the hell did Jaden Reed catch this football? He's got a guy hanging off his visor, right? Like he's literally got a guy. Look at his hand on his visor. Still catches that ball.
Well, you answered that question already. It's because he's a dog.
Yeah. Chuck Jaggers, Matt LaFleur's butt cheeks were clenched so tight on this play.
Wasn't this the no, yes play?
I was going to say.
He was, oh my God, no, oh, yeah.
Unbelievable, man.
That always reminds me of the, I can't remember the guy's name, the coach of the Ravens, where Ed Reed, he goes, no, Ed, go, Ed, go, Ed, go.
Look at this right here. Somebody come look at this.
That's crazy, though.
Boom, roasted.
That actually is crazy.
Yeah. Jaden Reed for president, son. I'm just telling you right now. All right, we're back under center. So you're seeing little bit later in the season, starting to go under center a little bit more, right? And this is against the
play action again too.
Yeah, this is against you know it is. This is against Arizona Cardinals. So they come out in a 12 personnel here, right? We talked about 12 a lot this offseason. So you got Tucker, and I believe that's Sims, if I remember correctly. So this is what you call an ace 12 or a 12 ace, okay? So one running back, two tight ends. That's where you get 12 from. Ace is real simple. It's just a single back set. Rather than say single back, we just say ace, all right? So, again, 12 ace right here. Let's see if we got some play action attached. There it is. Sink back.
Great.
Zach Tom holding the point. Man, Zach Tom is so good. Look at this throw right here to Christian Watson. That's like taking Mountain Dew from a baby. Unbelievable, man.
It's all in the play fake too, man. He learned that from Aaron. He really sells that handoff fake, and that's enough to freeze that secondary.
Yeah, let's take it back a step further here. I want to see it too, Tim. It's a great point. Look at the backers
See the head down, the shoulder movement.
Yeah.
I mean, he's selling that. A lot of quarterbacks, they tend to mail in that play fake, and then you're not fooling anybody.
No.
You know what's crazy too is like Tim talked about earlier with the previous play. He's not afraid to take the shot. Look at Tucker Kraft. He could get him going on that cross. He could get him. But he's like, nah, I got Watson. Let's go. Yeah. Let's take the 6.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and put some points on the board here. Again, he's stepping into that throw too. I mean, it's a baseball throw right there. You know what I mean? Beautiful.
And I think I see Scoot had to stutter a little bit at the end, and I don't think that's because the ball was underthrown. I think Scoot's just that damn fast.
Yeah, I can see it too.
Slow down a little.
Yeah, and the Lambeau leap at the end. It don't get any better than that. The Lambeau leap is back in Madden this year, boys. You heard it here first. All right. I was actually the one who leaked that out. I thought I was going to get banned on X because you wasn't supposed to leak any of the Madden beta stuff out. Had a buddy of mine who sent it to me like, you're going to be excited about this. Here it is. So, all right. Now we're against, is this Houston? Am I thinking right? No.
Yeah.
Is it Houston? Yeah, it looks like Houston, right? So we're shotgun sidecar right for this play. Look at that clean pocket. Let's go. Watch him feather that throw in there, boy.
Dart.
There we go.
That is called, you know, when we play cover against a cover 2, and it's kind of what it looks like there. Cover 2, the safety was a little late getting over there. We talk about base and bunkers. You got 2 bunkers on the sideline underneath the safety over top of the corner, and then you got the base down the seam as they're looking like a Tampa. It's a Tampa 2 look. Watch the mock in the middle drop down the seam. You see that? So that's probably a Tampa 2 look. The safety got a little too greedy right there, taking the 2. But man, what a throw. What a throw to Savion Williams right here. Man.
Yeah. When the kids ask what a perfectly thrown football looks like, you show them this tape right here.
Yep. And, you know, he's probably reading cover 2 there like a Tampa 2 look, so he don't want to hang it too. People are probably saying, well, why didn't you put more air under it, get it on out there? You give that safety time to get over and lay a thumping on your receiver, right?
Yep.
So, and the other thing is, why did the safety stay at home so much? Probably because of Jordan's eyes. Let's see what his eyes do. See him looking at him? Now
just long enough, right?
Yep.
Just long enough to that right side to keep him over there.
Have you guys seen, I can't remember who put it out, but it was pretty recently. They showed the comparison between how Aaron Rodgers was a phenom of throwing with both feet off the ground, and then how Jordan Love all of a sudden just picked that up. And you're not supposed to be able to do that. You're not supposed to have the torque. You're not supposed to be able to throw the type of ball with both feet off the ground. Like, it's to the point where it's kind of insane. Like, any quarterback coach is going to tell you, just don't do that. Unless you can do that, then do it. But like it's crazy how talented he is with his arm.
Yeah, using what they call ground force, right?
Yep.
Yep. So here is a pistol play. I'm glad we got to talk about this. So
look, it's
Duval.
Actually, Tim, in his defense, he was not there yet, sir. But I'm with you. I'm with you. Anytime you can find a reason to use that drop, please do so, sir. So in a pistol set, guys, shotgun, right? Just a few yards behind the center, and then you get the running back directly behind the quarterback. And the reason this is so effective is when you go sidecar left or sidecar right, most of the runs, like let's say that the running back is not here and Ben Sims is the running back. Let's just pretend that's Josh Jacobs for a minute, all right? The chances of him cutting back in this direction are slim to none, right? It happens, but it's very, very rare. So 90% of the running plays are going to go to this side of the formation. But when you're in a pistol set, you can go outside stretch in either direction. This is Kyle Shanahan 101 with outside zone runs, right? What it does is it forces the defense to stay honest that, hey, look, they could go outside stretch to either side right here. That's why the pistol is so effective. But let's see what happens here out of the pistol. Is there any play fake? No play fake. Setting up a little swing pass if you need it. A little HT lead. Look at that right there. There's the play. That's the play where he falls down. Watch Jordan Love right here. This is where he collapses and he goes off the screen. But as soon as he lets it go, he actually falls right there because his knee's hurting him so bad. And then look at, of course, Tucker Kraft just doing the damn thing, man.
You know what's kind of terrifying, though? I mean, it looks like the play we were talking about earlier that ended our season in San Francisco. Yeah. It's late and it's over the middle. Thank God Tuck Norris was running butt naked there. Yeah. Normally, that's not a good throw, right?
Right. You know, they will allow that throw, Tim, if they're running butt naked through the trailer park.
Right.
And Tucker was running butt naked through the trailer. I'm with you, though, man. Usually late and over the middle, especially throwing across your body, nah. Not good things are going to happen. Hardy the Prophet with the super chat. Thank you, sir. He says, where's the 2-liter of Mountain Dew soundbite? We need to get it back, don't we, Tim?
Yeah, we need to make that happen.
All right. I'll make a note, Tim. You have your people tell my people, okay? And that just means you're going to text me after the show. But yeah, again, Tucker Kraft making this play happen. I just want to point out, though, Jordan Love there on the bad knee, too, man. It's it cannot be mentioned enough. All right, on to the next play. Where we at the hour mark? Let's keep this thing rolling here. What are you laughing about? What's your problem, Jake?
Nothing. The 2-liter of Mountain Dew sparked the. Remember, don't spit in that cop's burger. Just a large Coke for Barber. Remember?
Super Troopers is so good.
Super Troopers. That's a sweet.
Was he gonna spit in that now? Don't spit in that cop's. And then they put the statement.
Got a double burger for a cop.
Don't spit in that. And then they put the sticker over the hole in his cup. Remember that? So when he poured it off, like, oh my God, such a good movie. That's everybody's homework tonight. Go watch Super Troopers. All right, here we are back under center against the Lions. Tim was at this game. He doesn't like to mention it though. We're back in a 12 personnel, aren't we, boys? Look at this, ace 12. See it? One running back, 2 tight ends, balanced look, 12 ace. Let's see what we do here. Elton Jenkins at center here too, by the way. I'm going to see that all year this year once we get him squared away. Little play fake, stepping into the throw. Boy, he had pressure right in his face too.
Yep.
That's wild there that he's got enough on that throw. I mean, look at that.
Great contested catch by Watson though too.
Yeah, for sure. Again, look at the pressure right in his grill. That's Sean Ryan getting dog walked.
I was going to say Sean Ryan there.
Hope Mama Ryan isn't watching the show tonight.
Take a look at our boy Josh Jacobs here coming through after the play fake. He took that linebacker right out of the play just with the deception. Yep. He didn't know what to do. Am I blocking? Am I running a route? Love it.
Christian Watson with the great hands there on the sideline. So there's another one. And another one. Yeah, Elijah Gwynn. Watson can't catch. Funny, isn't it?
They don't know what the they're doing. You understand that?
Yeah, I was not expecting that. All right, back in the gun. We're in. It looks like it's probably 11. You probably get the Y flexed out. 11 gun, and we're going to go sidecar right. This is against the Lions. Looks like a 3-man rush. Let's see if they bring that linebacker. Nope, they're going to drop him. Is that a 1-man rush? There's nobody rushing the quarterback here. How does he complete? Does he convert this pass with nobody rushing the quarterback? Oh my God! Look at this.
Wow.
Who was that? Was that Jaden Reed again?
F it. Reed down there somewhere.
Horrible decision. Jaden Reed.
Wow. The defender throws his hands up like, I ain't in charge of this. Watch.
I don't think people appreciate the amount of athleticism it takes, A, for Jordan to make that throw, but B, for Jaden Reed running up the seam to have to turn and contort his body like that. Watch him change. That is not easy to do, to spin around opposite and come back for that ball.
Yeah, and again, Jordan there. Look at the body. Look at his body position. This is all arm right here. It's just crazy.
You can see, though, the left foot, like we were talking about. You can watch that left foot in the ground. You can see it spin as he uses that to generate his torque to throw that ball. Yep. I mean, that's a dot.
Jeez. That's crazy.
Wow. All right, moving along. Against the Lions again. Shotgun, sidecar left. Strong left look, too. All right, Tucker is in the route. They're going to leak the running back out. Pretty clean pocket, right? Look at that throw. Jaden Reed. How many times are we going to see Jaden Reed make a contested catch before people? That's just unbelievable, man. Every single play he makes, he's got somebody in his face. And look at Jordan just going back shoulder right here. Back shoulder, Beautiful placement on that ball.
I mean,
You talk
I
about
think
confidence in your receiver. If you see a guy covered, you're trusting that you can basically throw him open and he's going to go up there and make a play.
Yeah. I think that Jaden Reed has been consistently overlooked. I mean, you remember, correct me if I'm wrong, Clayton, but the whole reason that that you redrafted the whole way that we do the pre-draft scenarios is you're like, I didn't see Jaden Reed coming. Like we gotta account for guys that have absolutely baller seasons, have whatever sort of misstep, whatever with the next season, but you have to have them on their radar. Am I crazy about saying that? Or
no? What he's talking about is Jaden Reed. The year that he came out of college, his final year in college, was nowhere near the season he had the year before, and that with a slower 40 time at the combine is what hurt his stock. And then the Packers, of course, they come out later and they said that they had him clocked differently. They had him in evidently on a visit that it went under the radar. I think I was talking to Easton Butler about that. It went under the radar until after the draft. And they had him clocked a lot faster than they did at the combine. So what Goody's doing is he's looking at the last 2 years. He's probably looking at all the college tape, but he's not just looking at the final year of college and going, well, that's the player they are. He's trying to find those guys a little later in the draft. In this case, a player that I think if you redrafted, Jaden Reed goes in the first round. I believe that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely true, Jacob, for sure. All right, let's see here. Chuck Jagger says the goal is not to make contested catches.
I wanted to put that up because I think it relates to what we were talking about. I agree with that. You want your scheme to be sound, right? You want guys open. Matt LaFleur is a master at scheming guys open by just diagnosing coverages and having your call sheet ready and things. But if you want to win ball games in the NFL, you're going to need the occasional contested catch, in crunch time or, when everyone else is covered. What are you going to do? Sometimes you got to throw it and just pray that your guy makes a play. I think it's part of football, honestly. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, I agree. I do. Listen, contested catches they're tough because there comes a point in the game where you got to take chances. The difference between a player being open in college and a player being open in the pros, like in the pros, just a little bit of separation, they're considered open. That's how good the coverage is. So you're going to have to take those chances. I'm all about where he can get better, and I hear Mark Tauscher talk about this all the time, is understanding what game you're playing. Like this week, you might not be as aggressive as you were last week, right? Because you can kind of see the pace of the opposing team. Hey, they're really struggling to put points on the board, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just one of those things that you've got, Coach says, guys have to make plays. If you're waiting for the person to be butt naked through the trailer park, then you're probably going to be taking a lot of sacks and a lot of incompletions, just throwing the ball away. Now, with that being said, again, situationally, if it's a one-score game and you're on your side of the ball or your side of the field, yeah, let's protect the football and punt that thing away. Let Daniel Whelan give us a little invisible yardage and put ourselves in a better position. Yeah, one thing I've noticed on this tape, guys, you're getting a lot of 12 personnel out of the ace, right? When they go to that 12 balanced ace look, boy, they love play action out of it, right?
Yep.
We are, again, going to feel the pressure, rolling right, let that thing go. Look at Christian this time. Double coverage.
Dude.
What a catch. I can't wait till he comes back, man.
I'm just saying, people need to stop disrespecting Christian Watson, man. It's just he is such a good wide receiver. He really is. Everything you could ask for a guy, he does it, and he does not get enough credit.
Yep.
He doesn't.
And again, Jordan throwing off this right foot,
you're right.
God, is that hard?
Look at that.
You ever just go out in the backyard and if you're a right-handed thrower, and trying to throw a football like that off your right leg, it's unorthodox.
I threw a rock at a squirrel the other day, Tim, and I almost broke my back doing it. But
Jacob said,
"Leave them squirrels alone, Jacob."
No.
All right. Now we get the Niners game here. Look at this little double mug, little double A-gap mug. When you hear us say double mug or double barrel, this is what we're talking about, the linebackers lining up in the A-gap, right? And what you're trying to do is put pressure on these offensive linemen here, right? Where's the protection setting up? You got a wide 9 out here. You're probably here. You're here. Myers has got to kick over here. Elton's got to get this guy. And then Rashid's got to block that guy. That's probably how the protection's set here. Now, they may end up dropping one of these guys out. I don't know. This guy may drop out. This guy may drop out. If he does, you're still gaining a +1 hat count because this center has got to be ready to fan over. if that's the way the protection is set. Let's see if that's where he goes. Yep. So see, they both drop out, right? So what you did there, you go, why would you do that? Why would you mug it and drop them out? You got basically Josh Myers is not blocking anybody, right? And the reason being, you even had the running back stay in. They probably had to change the protection at the line and tell the T to stay in. So now you got single block scenarios here on the outside. But look at Jordan step up in that pocket.
Oof.
Nice little
That's a laser beam.
It was, dude. Turn that thing loose over the middle. You got basically Romeo Dobbs. It could have been a shake route, probably a dig. Beautiful. And you got the crosser drawing the coverage deep with Jaden Reed, I believe it is, coming on the crosser here. And then Romeo underneath doing his thing, man.
Look at the release point on that throw when he steps in. This is
nose down, man. Nose down. Look at this. Index finger on the ball, nose down. That's a shot right there.
Man, it's almost like the guy played behind Aaron Rodgers for a few years.
It really is. All right, here we go. Now we're against the Dolphins Thanksgiving night, and we're in shotgun sidecar right for this play. Love back to pass. A little bit of pressure off the right side. Going to step into the throw. Look at this ball right here, boys.
Oh.
Can't throw it any better than that. Now, if Watson is able to stay on his feet, you see there's a lot of hand checking late in the route there, right? But again, just secure that catch. Just secure it. That's what you got to do. Right?
Look at.
And again, look at Jordan. He's got Josh Myers backing that thing up. You know what I'm saying? Use a fine mother once you back that thing up. Look at Josh Myers backing this up here.
Oh.
So he didn't even get to step into that throw, which puts it right on the money, man. I know you got that in the 6-disc changer over there in the Honda Accord, Jacob. Don't you lie to me, man.
Hey, CDs are making a comeback, all right?
Are they really?
I think so.
No, that ain't true. I think so. You said it with so much confidence.
Says Jacob at the bargain bin at the local thrift shop.
Hey, they're $1, Tim. All right.
I'm gonna go pick up that Master P album. Not too much.
I'm getting my DMX. You know what I'm doing.
Man, hey, rest in peace, DMX. Boy.
Yes, sir.
You're talking about putting out some bangers. Some bangers there. All right, here we are against Detroit. In Detroit. Run a little game up front there. You see it. Look at Jordan go step up in the pocket, let that thing go. And look at our boy Christian Watson. Beautiful.
That's funny because that's the same pass that we were talking about week 1 of his career.
Yeah.
That's basically the same ball he dropped. Now he's catching them.
And look at Jordan hold the safety. You see this? Watch Jordan's helmet, guys. Look. Left, turn it loose right. Holding that safety in the middle of the field. You see him getting there late now, right? So it's almost like 23. The guy was covering Christian was expecting help, and he gets there late because of Jordan.
I love how Tay Wicks had about 5 yards of separation on his man on the under, and Jordan's like, I'm chucking it.
I love how Tay went from throw me the damn ball to Christian's got this. Look.
Yeah, watch. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it all.
Like celebrating before he even catches it. I love it.
All right.
That's what we talk about, right? Guys playing for each other. He's not mad that he didn't get a target there. He's happy for his teammate.
Yep, for sure, man. All right. Let's move it along here. Next play. Is this still Detroit or are we moving on to another game? All right, we're in Seattle now. Look at this in Seattle. Got the all whites, those crispy uniforms, man. I love those all whites. It's nice. But look at that. Oh, got him. You see him?
Oh, boy.
I think he got him off sides here, so it's a free play.
Chuck it. Look at that throw.
Tucker down there somewhere. Again, pretty sure that was a free play. Let's see if the guy jumps here. Could be wrong. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why Jordan just chucks this thing up, right? Chuck and duck, give you guys a shot.
Look at that.
Tucker just stole it from
Jay didn't even touch Tucker. He's like, hey, you got this? No? All right.
Free play anyway, right? Where did Jordan learn that free play from, Tim?
Oh, I'm wondering, was it Aaron Rodgers?
No, the worst teammate in the history of Packers, right?
Really bad guy. It's a bad guy.
Yeah, that's sarcasm, guys. I'm gonna get hate mail for that. I'm on the side of I thought Aaron was a great teammate. So
I'm with you, Clay, and I'll be watching every one of his games I can this year as he goes on his last hurrah.
Mm-hmm. By the way, we put an Aaron Rodgers video out today, guys. Thank you for being patient. We're putting AI videos out on the channel. History segments, right? Where it can just kind of a documentary style. I listen to a lot of audiobooks, so the AI voice don't bother me. If you're looking for someone to, surely you're not looking for my voice, this redneck accent, but it's a lot more proper than that. But it's like these mini audiobooks I'm putting together, and the AI can get a little wonky. We're fine tuning it. I think we're finding the sweet spot now of getting it to sound as as smooth as possible. But it's basically a 10-minute clip walking you through Aaron Rodgers' entire career. Really, really cool. We did the 1929 first championship Packers team. You can find all those in our library here on YouTube. So been a lot of fun breaking that down for sure. Is that another play? That's the same play, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah, the same one.
All right, so we got a little double dip there.
Fading into the back of the end zone off his left leg, just chucks one.
Right. Hardy the Prophet with the super chat. Winter warning, love it. I forgot that's what they called those, man.
Yep.
Absolutely awesome.
And to everyone who was mad about the white helmets, the Packers wore white helmets briefly in the 50s, I believe, early 1950s.
I love the white helmets.
It is still true to the Packer uniform for sure.
And just so everybody knows, that was Jordan Love's idea too. Like Jordan Love, if I understood correctly, he went to the Packers going, we need to break out the white helmets.
Aren't we 2-0 in those uniforms too?
I think we are. We beat Houston and we beat Seattle. So here we are against Seattle on the road. Oh, just a flick of the wrist. Look at this, dude. How smooth was that? Tell me that don't look like Aaron Rodgers.
Who's that again? Who's that catching?
Yeah.
Look at Romeo Dobbs. Oh, what a grab, dude. Let
me just throw this ball nose down so it lands 1 inch inside the back of the end zone. Look at this. Look at where he caught that ball.
Look at the grab by Rome, man. Unbelievable.
And throws like that, that's you can't defend that. Like, I don't care. I mean, that DB was stride for stride with Rome.
Yeah. Look at this right here. Somebody come look at this.
Are you guys on the same page with me where it's like we understand that we had the drops and there's no clear X, but this wide receiver core is just too good to not like. If you've ever watched the crooner, the Tim guy, it's just simply too good. Like they are so good on this field. It's like it's just in situational things where people want to really give them a bunch of hate, and I don't get it. Like this group is probably the most talented wide receiver group, like top to bottom in the whole NFL. It just has to be. It has to be.
You got some teams that are top heavy. They got one dude that's right.
I mean, you're Cincinnati Bengals, right? Like your Jamar Chase, your T Higgins, that kind of thing. Jamar.
Yeah. They had Jamar and T last year. Did they make the playoffs? Somebody remind me.
I don't remember if they did.
Yeah, I don't think they did. But again,
playoffs.
you can't make a throw any better than this, guys. Like and just look how comfortable, calm, little flick of the wrist, whoop, right in the bucket. Love it. We got a bunch of people in here. Appreciate everybody making us a part of your evening. If you would, hit that like button. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on. We go live pretty much every day talking Packers. We're doing pregame shows, postgame shows during the season. We'll do these episodes immediately following games. Come join us, man. We appreciate you being a part of what we're creating here at PTA. It's for the fans, by the fans. We're not professionals, as you can tell in my voice. We just like getting on here and talking ball and trying to break it down and understand at a different level. Look at this. Look at that pocket, boys. Oh, Jaden Reed laid it right by the ear. Oh, right by the Honey Badger's ear again. I hear people saying, "Oh, he underthrew that ball."
No,
it's 50 yards down the field, and look at the placement of that, dude.
And again, I hate to keep going back to the master, but Aaron Rodgers has talked several times about if I see that nameplate on the back of that DB's jersey, I'm throwing it at his ear hole.
If I see the numbers, I'm throwing it 100% of the time. That's what he said. If I see the numbers on the back of his jersey, I'm throwing it. I mean, look at that. Perfect place ball. And once again, Jaden Reed with the contested catch.
Yep. And don't forget, we had another gem from this game. We had the old.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I know what you're showing. I can't see it on my screen, Tim, but I know what you're showing. You're showing Josh Jacobs absolutely assaulting.
He's smoking him.
And that's the Honey Badger there, too.
Yeah. Boom, roasted.
God love him. Can we get a moment of silence for the Honey Badger in this game? My God. All right. And then I think this is the last place against the Eagles in the playoff game. Let's watch this. Man, that defensive front was so sick. Look at Josh Jacobs in there. Do you see that? Just to give him enough time. Look at Dontavion Wicks getting him a contested catch, boys. You see Josh, look at Josh Jacobs with just recognizing, oh crap, Jordan's going to get killed. Let me get across the formation and save his team.
DT too.
Let me just, flirt with death for a second while I get in here.
Look at him. He throws in there though.
And look, I love Josh Jacobs. He didn't fall down. Look, he kept his feet.
He got his ass kicked.
He kept his feet.
Like that's a D tackle with no other contested block before.
Right.
He's got full momentum. 330 pounds.
He hit that
going
ice bath after that game. For sure.
And he put that ball. That was little Cooper DeJean, wasn't it, too, that got mossed by Savion Williams. And he number 32, or do I get him mixed up?
That's Coop.
Yeah,
that's Coop.
Sure
Cooper DeJean? I think it is. Look, he's hurting right there.
Oh, my back hurts.
More his pride than actually physically. But look at Jordan, man, taking a hit and getting this throw out there only where his receiver can get it. Wow.
Yep.
All right. That's it, boys. That's Jordan Love, Chalk Talk. Air yards of 20 yards or more. He led the league with 24 last year, battling 3 injuries, a knee brace on the majority of the year. I'm so excited to see him healthy this year, man. What's your all's parting thoughts as we get ready to wrap up, boys? We're going to do a giveaway here in a second, but parting thoughts on the Jordan Love talk.
I think he might lead the league this year in air yards. In the same category. If anything about Matt LaFleur in this offense, look at all the new weapons that he's got to play with this year. I think Jordan will do a good job of kind of building chemistry with these younger guys, and then this receiver room is going to be deadly. And then, of course, the targets with the tight ends and our running backs as well. So I'm excited, man. I think he has a chance to probably put up the biggest numbers we've ever seen him put up as a pro. Honestly,
yeah. I agree.
I would say the exact same thing. Otherwise, more highlight the fact that I think Tucker Kraft is the dog, and people are sleeping on the fact that this dude is actually like he's a Gronk level tight end. Like, this guy is a freak. He can have the contested catches. He has the yak. He has exactly. Thank you, Tim. He has exactly what you want out of a absolute stud tight end. And again, like Tim said, Josh Jacobs, he is not to be slept on. Like, this dude is a freak of nature. You add in the fact that we have 7 to 10 wide receivers. We can't figure out who the hell's going to start because we have so much talent. It's to the point where we are busting through the seams of offensive and, I think, defensive talent, to the point where, like, you look at our safety room, the only question is that cornerback room, whether or not we can have somebody step up and be a dog. If we do, we're looking at a Super Bowl team here, guys.
Yeah. All right, boys. Let's do a giveaway. If you're new here, you're going, what the hell is this on the screen? This is the Larry McCarron pinky wheel, all right?
They know about the Larry McCarron pinky wheel, right? Come on.
Come on now.
How could they possibly not know about the legend?
How about these hands?
All right. So here's how this works, guys. We've got a couple of different ways that you can support the channel. Obviously, you can super chat, but if you're a member on YouTube, okay, we brung this back. If you're a member on YouTube, if you're not a member, you want to support the show, just click the join tab there. And then also, if you're a member of our Patreon group, if you want to choose between the two, I would say join the Patreon community, patreon.com/Packer Fan Total Access. And the reason being, you get a little extra content over in the Patreon group. You also get the community aspect, the chats, all that good stuff. But again, if you just want to support on YouTube and be as a YouTube member, this will get you entered into these giveaways as well. So we take everybody who's a YouTube member, everybody who's a member in Patreon, $3 tier, and we put your name on the wheel. We're going to shuffle this thing. Somebody in the chat, as quickly as possible, a number between 1 and 10. 1 and 10.
10 for Jordan Love. Come on, let's go.
Can't do it, Tim. They'll say it's rigged. I know they're already saying it's rigged, but they'll say it's rigged.
Nope.
JG1277.
7.
Perfect. All right, here we go. Let's shuffle it 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That's how many touchdowns J Money's going to throw in week 1 against the Lions.
And did AFAM say -7? Get him out of here,
man.
You know what? We're going. Your mom's mad at you, dude.
I don't think his mom's been mad at anybody. She's been hanging out in the chat. She's just, look at this sweetheart.
Hold on.
Said, hey, fam, I'm folding your laundry.
She said, lost the muffler on my RAV4, but I missed it.
Oh my gosh!
I don't know who's running that account, but damn, I need to know. They give me so much joy. Lost the muffler. You lost the muffler because AFAM cut the catalytic converter off of it. What's going on?
Just the tip, though.
All right. So anyway, let's spin this sucker. And listen, guys, I need your help. The reason we stopped doing the YouTube members on this giveaway is because I felt like I was like running through hell and half of Georgia trying to find people who won. It's going to be real simple. We're going to spin it 3 times. Whoever it lands on first, you're the winner. If they don't come forward, the second place will get it. If they don't come forward, the third place will get it. If neither of those 3 come forward, we'll just spin it again at a later time and do the giveaway once again. Okay, so let's spin it. The winner of the autographed Kingsley Enagbare rookie card is what should be
big money, no whammy. Big money, no whammy. Big money, no whammy.
What do we got here? Michael D. Sullivan.
That sounds like a lawyer.
Yeah, what the hell?
Jacob, you hear that? He might be a lawyer, just in case, you need one.
Yeah, we'll keep his number close by there. I'll DM him tonight. We'll probably need him for the show's over, to be honest with you. All right, if Michael D. Sullivan doesn't come forward, the winner of the autographed Kingsley Enagbare rookie card is Joe Stadler. Stadler. All right. And once again, if it lands on Emilio, he wins absolutely nothing. If those 2 guys don't come forward, then the winner of the Kingsley Enagbare card will be. Is it going to be
Jay
Cole?
Jay Cole.
Nice.
All right. So again,
good
guys,
good rapper.
Reach out to us, okay? If you remember the Patreon group, that's the easiest way. Just DM me in there. You guys got access to the DMs, so just DM me in there. That's the easiest way to get a hold of me. If not, then email me, PackersTotalAccess@gmail.com. Again, the first place winner was Michael D. Sullivan. If he doesn't come forward, it's Joe Stadler. If he doesn't come forward, it's Jay Cole. Thanks to everybody who's a member on YouTube and also a member in the Patreon group. Really, really appreciate y'all supporting what we do here at PTA. That's it. We're out. Everybody have a wonderful evening. We'll see you tomorrow night for PTA Live, 6:30 p.m. Central Time. That's the plan. My sister's coming into town. Really excited about spending time with her. I think I can make it happen and still do a show tomorrow night. But if something changes, you'll see me jump in the comments and let you guys know, hey, we're not going to do a show tonight. So we'll do our best to make that happen. Everybody have a wonderful evening. As always, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world. And go, Pack, go.
Here we go.
Nice.
Bye, guys.